Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Agent Carter After Show. Wow, can you believe that was the last episode, guys? There might never be another one again.
Don't say that. That's bad.
All right, so I am your host, Becca Scott, and I'm here with my co-hosts. We have Kyle Wallen to my left. We've got Germar Derron and Elise Michaels, and tonight we're going to talk about that awesome show we just watched. Awesome show, maybe not the best finale. Let's discuss. All right, so, and just to let you all know, this show is live, as is every show on theStreamtv, so please tweet about us, Facebook us, do all the things that you do on social media. All right, so let's get to our first topic. So, Stark comes back, and we find out about this midnight oil, this gas that makes people go crazy and rip each other's faces off. Does Stark get some respect back in our eyes for stepping up to the plate and taking being the bait? Basically.
I mean, I think so. I mean, he paints a picture that's kind of hard to blame him completely for everything. I mean, it's kind of a happenstance. He gets raided, which is strange because he's apparently such an expert at security, but his own vault gets raided all the time.
All the time.
Kind of convenient.
Constantly making fun of other people, breaking into SSR and saying, oh, the guy that does the White House security got nothing on my security.
But me, I keep stuff in my basement.
People break into his stuff and steal it all the time.
I gotta stop keeping that stuff in my garage, apparently.
I think he just like leaves it open on purpose, like they stole my inventions totally.
Wink, wink.
But really, he's just like, yeah.
Yeah, so maybe shoddy writing aside, yeah, he redeemed himself to me, because he certainly seemed to be bothered by the fact that he caused all these deaths, and he does seem like he may not be like a stereotypical good guy, but he has emotions, he has feelings. You
Honestly, he's just so charming. I can't stay mad at him.
I
quite
mean,
honestly.
he never.
Oh, wait,
I never had to get
That's your
redeemed.
answer?
Yeah, that's my feminist answer.
Watching this show, it's like, oh, but he's so cute.
That is a
I'm
problem
sorry.
in this universe. It doesn't matter. The bad guys, oh, they're so sexy, though. That's a big problem. I mean, for me, I think, as I've said in previous episodes, go check that out. I always liked Howard Stark, so I never found that he was like a bad guy at all.
Man,
so
I agree.
He wasn't redeemed because I always felt he was the hero of the show.
I agreed when I was gonna say that same thing. I never had to have him be redeemed in my eyes because he didn't do it on purpose, and he explained that. We talked about that in like the last episodes. That he's actually really is a good guy, he has good intentions, and he didn't really need to redeem himself.
Okay, but here's what I mean. I mean, we all like Howard Stark because he's just this personality.
And he's
but
so handsome.
We don't trust him. We don't believe things he says necessarily.
I
So
do.
when he
He's pretty
actually
good looking.
does something that shows instead of says that he cares about what he did and he wants to redeem himself, you know, that's what I was getting at right there.
But at the same time, like, yeah, he's really good at. That's what he does. He's good at manipulating people.
He didn't even.
Why did he stole Roger's blood, and he didn't want to give it back to Peggy Carter? What was he going to do with that?
I mean,
wasn't
he
right.
didn't even like put him. He knew he wasn't going to be in real danger. He wanted them to say he was a hero. He wanted to have that whole public display show, kind of, because that's what he gets off from. He likes the attention.
Yeah.
He does like
He has
it.
that like smirk on his face permanently. He's just
he didn't
really,
care. He's like, I'll be the bait.
He's
It's true.
arrogant
It didn't
jerk.
end up
Yeah.
being noble at
He's
all.
certainly not
So
a perfect
it's
guy.
like-
He's
I
the
can
same
agree
guy.
with
He
that,
hasn't
yeah.
changed at
He
all.
doesn't change.
Okay,
Yeah.
so he's still a jerk, but we like
But
him.
we like
Yeah,
him.
right.
Let's do the next
There
topic.
it is.
Right.
All right, so Finnoff, the bad guy, he found his brother with his eyes gouged out, skin bitten off, and he tells this to Stark. And do we feel for him? Does this like change his motives? Do we feel for Finnoff at all now that we know?
I mean, go ahead.
I feel for him. I don't necessarily think I agree with him wanting to murder a bunch of innocent people. Okay, I know I don't agree with that.
Good.
But I mean, sure.
That was the right call, by the way.
Yeah, we're gonna have a talk
Yeah,
after.
no.
I could feel for him, like, oh, that's really sad that you missed someone. Let's not become a homicidal maniac, though. I feel like I'd want to have that talk with him.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I didn't really have any thoughts different or whatever about him. It was more of I saw this coming. That's the story of every villain.
Right.
Every bad guy has some like crazy turn in the beginning. Their mom dies, whatever. So as they were saying this, I was like rolling my eyes, I was like, of course your brother died, and you saw it, and that led you on this path. And I'm predicting the next line, like, and you've been after Howard Stark this whole time. And he's like, and I've been after Howard Stark this whole time. I was like, yeah, okay, I've seen that. I've been there, done that. So I just
We've
didn't
seen it
really
a
care.
lot.
Yeah,
know where
this
this
was
is
not the
going.
first
Super-
of many cliches in this
Just gonna say,
episode.
super
that
cliche
yeah,
topic,
there was a lot of things that were kind of contrived, but
A little bit.
but you know, it's been such a good show overall that you know it was hard to watch a finale that wasn't as good as it could have been.
Yeah.
All right, but you know what we did finally see that we've all been dying to see was Peggy and Dottie going at it, fisticuffs. And what did we think of the fight?
The fight was like super. I just have to say, it was super awesome in the beginning because they were doing some great moves, and then it was just
choreography.
like anticlimax. Like it's like it was almost there, and then it was just like fall out the window, and it's like
It's like
dead.
they were like, okay, we've written like
it was
3
so
minutes.
good. It was
we need to wrap this
almost
up.
Now we
there.
had to
It was
close it out.
almost
We'll just
there.
put a window in this random office,
And it was like,
and she'll kick her out.
Yeah, and
Done.
she hit it with the bat first to like loosen the window
Yeah.
up. Then she kicked her. I was like, oh no. But for me, it was I thought that Dottie was gonna be the superior combatant, like hands down, and Peggy was gonna have to outthink her, be really smart. I've been looking forward to that all season, and they literally went fisticuffs, hand to hand, like dukes. I didn't know. No way. This
I
woman is-
completely agree.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Dottie would be, I mean, she was trained from the time she was, what, 9
Yeah.
years old? And we saw
At
that
least.
training.
Right.
How are we supposed to believe that, although Peggy is a well-trained fighter, she hasn't been doing this since she was
Well,
almost
Dusty
an
definitely
infant?
had the upper hand, though. I mean, Peggy got in some good punches and stuff, and she got in a really dumb, lucky hit at the end. I didn't like the ending of
Yeah,
that
so
fight.
that
A
was
very
the thing.
slow
But
Like,
Dottie definitely had the upper hand the
roundhouse
whole
you'd
time.
think they'd
Yeah.
have something where it'd go back to Dottie's childhood, where she's gonna get her in the headlock,
Something
and
more
break her
mental.
neck,
Yeah,
or
yeah, yeah.
something,
Smart.
something
Psychological,
like that would be
emotional.
so climactic, and then someone comes and hits her in the end. That would have been like, oh god, she got so close, but it's just like, nope, she falls out the window like every other scene in every.
Yeah, I
other-
feel like
yeah.
there were so many
like so
opportunities.
rushed.
A
It was
lot of
everything was so
blown
rushed.
opportunities.
To make it way more climactic and way
To
more
bring
intense.
things more full circle.
And
And just,
to make callbacks to why they
The
are
entire
such strong
season,
fighters.
all
It's
that
just
stuff,
like,
yeah.
almost there, and then you're not.
What
It's
did we
sad.
all think though when Dottie was like laid out down there like that? What did we all think that was?
well, I thought Dumb and Dumber.
Alive
She laid out
still.
exactly like Jim Carrey when he falls out like the jetway in Dumb and Dumber. That's
If
the first thing I
someone's
thought.
actually
Just as
dead,
me.
if we're going with movie cliches and TV cliches, then you're going to see their eyeballs and there's going to be like a trail of blood from their eye. We didn't see any close up on her face, so
Nope, that
it was
was a
given.
big
It was
giveaway.
given.
Whenever they do just one flash, you're like, nope, still alive. She's
Yeah.
gonna get up and walk away, and that was like another
We all knew
cliche.
it.
Like
Yeah, she won't be
like
there.
everybody
I don't
knows
even
it
think that-
because the fight scene was too soon.
No one in the show was surprised. They were all like, oh,
yeah,
she's
no one was
gone.
like, Dottie got away. It was just
She's
kinda like,
gone.
We'll be seeing her
Better
again.
luck next time.
no big deal.
By the way, she almost killed me.
Work
We'll
for you
see
dark
her.
kids.
She
All
was
right.
cute. Okay.
Great.
She is beautiful and powerful.
She's wicked like a spider, like a black widow.
There's a lot of
yeah.
spider
Like a
talk.
spider would
Yeah.
have its legs
got
cut off.
long
What was that?
arms
What was
and
that
short
Jarvis line?
legs.
That's a really good line. I do
Lines.
like that
Speaking
line.
of attraction, my next topic for you guys is, do we think there's some chemistry between Peggy and Stark? Because there hasn't been this whole time. Obviously, Stark put some chemistry into every interaction with a female.
Correct.
But there was a moment
chemistry.
when they were on the microphone, and then Peggy really showed some heart towards Stark, and they had this connection of Steve Rogers, and we got to see some of that. What do you guys think about their chemistry?
I think they're gonna be friends. I think they got a professional relationship.
I mean-
I don't think it's gonna go any further than that. That's my opinion.
Yeah.
I think Peggy is Tony Stark's mother. You heard it here first. Spoiler alert. No, I'm just kidding.
That's what I've been thinking too,
You've
but
been
I'm
thinking that?
sure
Okay.
that's very
Yeah.
wrong.
That
Yeah,
we're
yeah,
not starting to
I don't
soap
think
opera
that. I don't think that at all. What I do think though is I agree that Howard Stark has that automatic chemistry with everyone. The second he walks into the station at the beginning of the episode, he gives Peggy that look and he's like, "Hey, what's up? I know you miss me." And she looks back though, and a little tear kind of forms right here, like, "I do miss you." So yeah, there's something there.
You know what I also noticed in that scene? Every cop was also looking
Yeah, they were.
at Howard
They're
Stark.
like, "We
and was
hate
kinda
you,
giving
but
him a wink,
hey,
you know what I
buddy,
mean?
what's up?"
Yeah, it's like, but that mustache, am I right?
Yeah, because there is always that sort of charm about the guy who does get everyone. Like, there is that charm there, but at the same time, they do form that bond and that connection because they were both very close to Rogers. So that's where, and she can't open up to many people because of that. Like, only certain people understand her love for Rogers. And the fact that he's gone now, she can only bond with a certain number of people. And so they do share that special bond. They will connect on a higher level just
Well,
because
and that's
of
why
that.
we thought that maybe we were seeing that connection between them because we were watching Peggy
Right.
let go of Steve Rogers in that scene. So that's why
Right.
she got so emotional.
That's fair.
Because she was telling Howard we gotta let go, but she was
Oh, we'll
telling
get there. Don't even
herself
start
as
on
well.
that.
It
Oh,
was-
jumping the
it was
gun.
her own
Okay, I'm
psychological
going to take
thing.
this moment
Absolutely.
to remind you guys that this is live right now, so tell your friends, join in, and tweet about us. Obviously, this is the last episode of this show,
Oh,
but
no.
the Stream.tv has so many shows. All right, so guys, yeah, let's get to the finale of the finale. So let's say ABC doesn't decide to renew. Are we satisfied with the way things ended? Dottie Underwood's escape, obviously, we're all kind of not fooled by. And do we think about Peggy not getting the recognition she's due? Do we think that's legitimate?
Oh, that was horrible.
Yeah.
That part was horrible. Just because, like, someone else said that she's been fighting for this the whole time to get recognition, and she's like, I don't need that, bro. Like, she's like, no, what are you talking about? Because that's what
Yeah.
you wanted the whole time. Like, you deserve that. And then what's up with Thompson just being like, I'm gonna take it, like always. Like, there should have been some kind of change somewhere in there that
I
someone
love the
got
Thompson part. The
recognized.
Thompson like shakes that
He
guy.
just
and
takes
the
it.
He's like, yeah, I deserve this. It was all
I
me.
am the
Yeah.
boss.
Come on, buddy, let's go have a drink.
I
that was great.
I am the boss. Like,
Yeah, I like that because, we don't
You're
want
worthless.
everything tied up in a nice,
That's
neat
exactly
bow
right.
at the
I
end.
agree.
That's why it's good that Thompson goes back to being an asshole and taking this opportunity he's given to meet the president and, be very famous. But I was so frustrated by, she's been working for recognition from these guys this whole season, and now it's just, no, I don't need it, which is a great revelation. It's very noble. I wish all people felt that way, but that's
don't feel
not
that way.
really
I don't
a
buy it
human
ever.
feeling.
Sousa chickened out, and then the fact that Thompson is the one who almost got killed like twice by Sousa. It's like he's the one who's always getting killed all the time. He gets recognition for saving everyone.
He's
like
really tall,
he kind
though,
of sucks.
and good
like,
looking.
It works. Let me tell you.
Oh, wait, was
I
it?
guess you guys can't see. I'm sitting down. I'm actually quite tall.
He's like 5'7".
We can
He's like
tell
spider legs.
from your long, gangly limbs. That's
What are you talking
visible
about?
at any position. All right. Well, guys, let's go to a quick commercial break, and then we're going to be back with your fan questions. So make sure you're talking in that live chat because we can check it out right here, and we'll talk about you. All right.
Just in case you missed it live.
In case you missed it live.
Just in case you missed it live.
Oh, just in case you missed it live. In case you missed it live, I'm doing something right now.
So we're all super excited.
This is dancing.
So what would that be, like a 7?
I cannot. I literally cannot. You guys have got to get it together.
Don't hate the player, don't hate the game. Hate the contract you didn't get.
He's like Howard. He's a giant chicken shit.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. It's going to be like Hurricane Whoa.
Watch out for those girls. They are gagging them.
Hold the phone,
Hold on.
bro.
That the more brutal you are, the more power you have.
Right.
That was sexy, it was hot, it was heated, I was into it.
You are gonna be the most high-paid hooker in the world.
Go ahead and invite your friends and everybody. Tell your mama, tell them, go ahead and turn the stove off and get up on the computer so we can get on the stream.tv.
Thank you again for joining us, and until next week, bye-bye.
Roll with it.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Agent Carter After Show on theStream.tv. All right, let's go right into fan questions.
Sweet.
And you can hop in that chat room right now and still talk to us. We're looking at it right here. Germar's got it. All right, so fan question number 1. This is going to be from HitFix. And the fun of Marvel's Agent Carter is how different it feels from any other show on TV right now. That's not a question, it's a statement. But do you guys agree with that? Disagree? Do you think it is something new and different?
I feel like up until this episode, yeah. This episode felt very contrived, very blah,
very
blah, 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 blah,
true.
whatever. I've seen all this before. Up until this point, though, yeah. So it'd be cool if we saw a second season, because if they could maybe if the second season would start strong like this one started, it'd be kind of refreshing to see that again.
Yeah, and I think 8 episodes is a hard amount of episodes to fit a full storyline into because we're so used to TV having these 12 episodes if it's short or like 24 episode arcs. So seeing an 8 episode sort of mini-series, it's difficult. And so bravo to them for, and brava to them for, you know, fitting in a good story in that amount of time. But
it's not like this was a surprise. They knew it was going to be. I'm still just upset about how it ended. It's not like they were like, oh wait, oh crap, we didn't know we were going to only have 8 episodes.
Well, I think that they planned it to be kind of like just a fill-in type thing, and maybe just to see how it would go. But like, yeah, they just kind of squashed it all like an accordion into these 8 episodes, and I think that's why the last episode was so rushed and squished, and they wanted to resolve but kind of leave a slight cliffhanger. So that's why I think maybe they left Dottie alive to open up a new season, but it's just like the shortness of it.
But with that question, sorry, not to cut you off.
Sorry, no.
The question was, did we think this is different? What was the question?
It was more of a statement. The fun of Marvel's Agent Carter is how it feels different from any other TV show right now.
Right. I just wanted to address it. Like, we've talked about it a lot. I do feel it feels different. Part of that is the period. Part of it is the female lead. Part of it is that it's in Marvel Universe, but very different from other Marvel Universe things. And even us, we all live and or work in Hollywood, and a lot of people work on this show around Hollywood. And I always hear, like, we know that was Agent Carter because of the set and because it was all 40. So it's definitely different. And I do agree that, at least writing-wise, directing-wise, the last episode was like, hey, have you guys seen every other movie ever? We're going to do that this time. But the rest of the season, I think it was a very good show.
So this next fan question, it's sort of similar. It's from Chicovia S. I'm going to miss the show, but good thing they wrote tight scripts and that made sense and end well. Now, this was posted before the final episode aired, so who knows how Chicovia feels now. But, do we think the other scripts were tight in the season, besides this one?
For the most part, I don't think they were perfect. There were a couple. A couple cliches popped up here and there, but they didn't really stick with me like this episode did.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a genre show, so that's going to happen. You're going to have those kind of cliches with those moments or what define it as, this universe or whatever. But what I will say is I think a lot of people miss out in comic book world. Like, telling a good story, doing a good show is just like our comic book, just having a beginning, middle, end, and plots and climaxes and resolution, and they nailed all that. I know it's like story 101, but they nailed it all season long. And that's what made it feel like, oh yeah, this is a good story.
That's true. Comics are kind of like cut and dry, where it's just like, get to the point, get to the action, and then like kind of resolve like the hero of the day. That's what you read a comic for, is to get that quick action and satisfaction kind of thing.
All right, well, before we go to live questions or comments in the YouTube chat room, this one is from Twitter, and it's from @MichelleFazekas, and it's Jarvis knows Morse code. This is not the only secret skill we'll learn about our mild-mannered butler this season. Obviously, this is from one of the writers of the show.
Of this particular episode as well,
We did learn another skill that our Jarvis has, which is he can fly a plane. That was pretty cool. That he was the one that stepped up. Not really surprised by it. I still want to know, how does he know how to do all this stuff?
Well, that's
partially military.
Well, he's in his military.
It just felt very, like a lot of things in this episode, very convenient.
Convenient. I knew where you were going.
But there was no point to it. The only reason they had him in the air was to make that they could cut back and forth. But really, you could take Jarvis out of that scene, and Peggy talks to Howard, and the same thing happens, and it's fine.
That's a very good point.
It's like they wanted to make another thing like, oh, is Jarvis really going to shoot his best friend down kind of thing? But it was like, because...
But none of us were tense.
But like,
it was so
we're supposed to be more
like
tense about Howard Stark getting shot down or the city getting decimated.
Yeah, no, I don't disagree with that.
You're right. I completely forgot about the decimation of the city with that thing
So
in there.
They got you.
So it worked.
I mean, but that was like supposed to be the main thing, wasn't it? That these people were gonna die. And
right.
Also, we talked about this before. We know the future in this universe, so we already know that this likely does not happen. So all of us are sitting back like, well, this isn't going to happen. Howard Stark doesn't die here. That never happened in New York at any point.
Well, that's the difficulty of writing something that is set in the past when we already know what happens in the future of this universe, because it's more than flashbacks, so they have to elaborate, but they can't go too far outside of the lines that have already been drawn, and that creates something that's really difficult to put tension into, because we already know.
So instead of trying to make this like faux really, really thin tension, you just use it as an opportunity to build character. And they kind of still did that with Peggy's monologue about letting go of Steve. But they could have just focused on that instead of the weird cutbacks with Jarvis just sitting there in the plane.
They could have done a lot in this episode.
Yeah.
They had so much opportunity, and it felt like some of it wasn't harnessed as well as it could have been.
True.
But I mean, with the show set in the future, it is hard to make it climactic, I guess, because we already kind of know. So it's like you can only do so much.
All right, well, let's hear from some people in the chat. Maybe just shout out some names of some people that are watching live. Thank you so much for doing so.
I can do that. So a lot of you are here. A lot of you have been here all night long, and I'm going to try to get these names right. We got Dennis DePlane, Blue Ranger X11, Martin Savesic, Saul Perez, Dunmer Champ. I said that guy already. Hey, it's the same people over and over again. So I might stop. But one more, Brian Vieira Sanchez. There we go. Thank you.
All right. Well, guys, that's our show for tonight. And go ahead, make sure you subscribe to theStream.tv because not only is there this awesome show, who knows if there'll be a season 2. We'll see. But there are so many shows on theStream.tv. And you can follow us all on Twitter. Our Twitter names are below as well. And it's so great to have you here. Thanks for tuning in. Bye.
Oh, it's been a good season. Don't leave. Don't leave.
For more awesome shows like this one, click that button and subscribe to theStream.tv.